That's that's super interesting that you would say that.
Welcome. Home for Scotland.
That's
Press cross to select. Horizontal list 3 of 8. L1 button or R1 button switch homes. For
that
more content, press the down button.
always interrupting me.
New notification.
It doesn't have Christ consciousness. It's the Antichrist.
Dual sense
See, it's
wireless
rude.
controller
It's just
connected.
rude.
Full battery connected to power.
It's just rude. Okay, so now that's multiple beautiful women across the planet talking about they tried to sacrifice an earth angel. Now that's attempted human sacrifice or earth angel sacrifice. Now the question is, how many earth angels did they try to unalive? Was it a group? Was it a gaggle? Was it and you're saying it was witches. So if witches exist, and then earth angels must exist. And I mean, if you have a paranormal INFJ earth angel, and it is, I mean, they only cared about money. They only cared about money, and you can't buy earth angel life. You can't buy love, but you just can't buy life. I mean, how are they going to get out of that? How do you think they're going to get out of that? It's going to be interesting. Because, see, the more I meditated on it, the more I thought about it. You know, when I take somebody down into somnambulistic trance through the death experience, what we find is, some have been burned at the stake. Some have been beheaded for their gifts in the past. And it's what it is. I would say it's just history repeating itself in a past life form. So that was one of the safeguards that Dolores Cannon put on the technique, was you have to remove that past life energy. And I mean, she had to trial and error it. I mean, she said she had clients in the beginning that would come in, get hung, Chick-fil-A girled, they wild west type stuff. Yeah, that's what it was. They would get home and she wouldn't have the safety measure that we use to remove that energy. Hell, she didn't know. She was pioneering the technique. What would happen? Did y'all see that orb? So what would happen is they would get home and they would call her and be like, "Hey, I got this neck burn. What's this on my neck?" So she had to go back. She had to trial and error. She had to change things up because the body would remember the past life energy. They'd get them. They'd have these weird marks. And now you're telling me that people are waking up with welts and bruises and past life traumas or dream traumas. I don't know. I don't know how this works. No one tells me anything. I only know what I've studied. So if that's the case, and then you got to think about it, you're telling me that these people only basically earned a bad x-ray. So now a bad x-ray, well, then that would be, because that's what Dolores said, you have to remove the fear and you have to remove the karma. So what it is, how do you get rid of karma? You forgive. Okay, great. Well, I've been forgiving happiness haters and demons as they come up. I mean, they want me triggered, but the only thing that I get triggered about is they tried to sacrifice you. Bitch, that pisses me off. That's what it is. Anyway, I guess I should be happy to be alive. Is that what it is? I should be happy to be alive. Anyway, we're going to title this Earth Angel More Terrifying Than Six Devils. Because I found six of them, six Capricorn devils. Whether they be in their passion, their toxicity, or the pentagram like I built for them, it's just what it is. It would be past life soulmates that came to learn it, because you have to learn your lesson, or you have to repeat it next lifetime with the same people, even harder the next time. And I knew that, so I just went out and I found them, and all I have to do is learn one lesson. I chose to learn two, positive and negative, from them, just so I could double dip. Balanced masculine empress energy thing going on. Because, I mean, you can't just half-wit shit. I don't like to do half-witted things. I do when I have to mirror one, but it's what it is. It's what it is. Okay, so you're telling me that due to the fact that, all of them in past lives, because they really haven't, they haven't had a past life regression, so they wouldn't be able to remove that energy. And you're telling me, the twin flame contract is broke. Okay, great. twin flames, straight to you get a point. You get 1 point. You get 1 forgiven point for love. I just took my 5-star reviews and made. It started out as the point of unity until you gave me that last Capricorn that's tied to Dory Holzapple and the Illuminati, because now that just shames them. Follow the light. Follow the starlight. Here you go. Oh, man, I bet they are mad. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to do this with style and grace. And then here comes this guy. We're not worried about soul matrices. We're worried about ascension. And that's another group of whatever. I really don't care. I'm not concerned with what other people are doing, because I had to focus on being the earth angel that lived, that alchemists and copycats and groups, and it's what it is. I mean, people monitoring me and monitoring spirits and all that fun stuff. It's just what it is. I mean, I do send chi balls out to all of y'all on a regular basis, so I would say those energy balls kind of fly around, and I guess, hell, I don't know. It's just a manifestation technique taught through the duality course at Mind Valley. But yeah, you would have to take that Jeffrey Allen's course. So anyway, if you really do, if you've got past life energies that did the same shit in the past life, the same witchcraft, they don't even probably know it consciously. They probably don't even know it consciously. They're unconsciously just, look what I found. Look what I can do. They're repeating the same karmic lessons that they didn't learn last lifetime, that got their ass beheaded, and probably a bunch of others too. It's what it is. However, I was in the order of the dragon, setting them on fire. So it's what it is. And, nothing gets better without change. We have to be the good guy this time. I have to be the good guy this time. So, running around slaughtering people in the crusades for the Order of the Dragon can't be that good. Chances are you're going to have some karma. You're going to have some upset witches, and it's just what it is. They're just a bunch of upset witches. I can't do anything about that. However, knowing that the Spanish Catholics from Graham Hancock, because that's 10,000 years of Aztec knowledge, they just kind of went up into the ethers, just kind of went the same way I manifest in the morphic resonance with Reiki and chi balls. It's the same thing when you write a letter to the universe. So do, and I don't think they were expecting me to unleash profound ancient mystic knowledge on them. It's what it is. It's just what it is. They don't know how energy works, and I just follow the signs, synchronicities, and omens, dancing by myself. Oh. So, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? You think they're mad? Do you? You think they're pissed off? That's what it is. Do you guys really think attorneys and judges took bribes? Do you really? That's what it is. You think they're still trying to unalive an earth angel? You think they are? You think they figured it out? And is it really going back on them? Is it really? Because I would think that if you told me that, I don't want to laugh, but it all fits perfectly. It's just like Dolores said. If you're telling me that they didn't do anything other than earn, not an earn, but like earn, like you go out and earn things, they probably did earn and earn. It's what earn and earn. We had an urn, but people wanted a piece of my mom out of it, so we put it in the ground. Fuck. Keep this twice in my lifetime. Let me tell that story real quick. Let's get off of witches being beheaded slowly, because we live in a civilized culture now. That's karmic justice in its best. It is what it is. Which put out comes back to you. However, so when they were initially using magic on the family, accidents and shit were just kind of happening. People in the family started, Alzheimer's kicked in with a grandma, and they still live. They still live for a long time. I prayed a lot for them. However, when I first came back from California, I went to Applebee's. There was a kid staying with mom, and he was the manager up at Applebee's, and she busted her ankle, busted it wide open. She fell on a ladder cutting palm trees, fell on the ground. So anyway, she's crawling over to the phone. So she gets the phone. And see, that's another thing, is when you keep saying that there are these mother figures, with this hate coming at me. It's what it is. I would say the mother energy. It's just what it is. It's who knows what kind of accidents these people are going to have. I'm not concerned with that. I can't do anything about that. It's their karma. But anyway, yeah, let's tell the story about mom. So, she breaks her ankle, open fracture, and as she's crawling up the patio, right, she gets to the table. She's got to get to the phone. So when she goes to stand up, she put pressure on it. It exploded. Her ankle exploded everywhere, opened up all over the patio. So when she gets to when I get to Applebee's to visit, I'm like, I was like, is so and so here? He's like, yeah. Who are you? I'm like, I'm Scott Lowe. He's like, oh, you're Miss Lowe's son? Oh yeah, I had to cover for so and so while you picked up pieces of your mom on the patio. So it's kind of weird to hear people, picking up pieces of my mom. And then, when she passed away and we had her cremated, she was cremated. People wanted to make necklaces and shit out of my mom. I'm like, no, we're not piecing my mom out to all of you that didn't give a shit about her until after she was gone. That's what it is. Anyway, so yeah, and it was really cool. I mean, she was laid up, and I think about her being laid up for months with her foot in traction. It's not as bad as Dolores' husband, because he was in a VW bus. I don't know if you've heard the story about Johnny Cannon. Johnny Cannon was a military guy that was in a VW bug. When he got hit by a drunk driver, and when they hit, he was the first thing to the accident because there's really no engine in the front. So anyway, they kept telling he's going to pass away. He's going to pass away. And he made a remarkable recovery because that's what made Dolores go into quantum healing hypnosis technique. But here's the cool part. When you couple that with universal life force energy, because it was, I mean, you could tell that she had the glazed over face, the entity attachment, whatever black magic they'd used, you could tell it was all over. It was written all over her face. Anyway, pretty sure it's why it caused her to bust her ankle open, and that'll be the entities that are going back on them. So it's just getting them prepared. It's just love, light, and truth. Anyway, so they keep putting her on this bone stimulator. She had to go through 3 of them. I'd come in and human slider phenomenon. I just kind of affect electricity. So anyway, she had to go through 3 of them, and you would tell. I would say something. I was like, hey, they just don't make them like they used to. I don't know what's going on with it. Me neither. You want a Reiki session? That's what it is. Anyway. See, and I've told this story before, but I wanted to talk about picking up pieces of my mom, because you're talking about these mother figures that are projecting the evil eye that's going to be going back on them, and the horrible accidents that they're going to have because of it. I can't do anything about that karma. Anyway, when you're talking about picking up pieces of my mom, and then that second synchronicity, well, the more I look into it, Tezcatlipoca only had 1 leg. So anyway, let's go. Right. Anyway, let's go forward. So she's in here, and I'm like, I need you to have a positive thought, and she couldn't find a positive thought to save her life. Mom, what's the last positive thought you ever had? You haven't had a positive thought today? Well, I don't know what you mean, a positive. When was the last time you were happy? She's happiness haters, right? Well, I remember in a swing set when I was a little girl. Okay, we'll go with that. We're playing charades. Picture yourself as a little girl swinging in a swing set. Do I have permission to send energy to your foot? Well, yeah, it hurts. She's sitting there watching herself swinging in the swing set. Like, how's your foot? She just kind of opens her eyes and looks at me. Well, it's still a little sore. Okay, but it doesn't hurt. Still a little sore, but it doesn't fucking hurt, does it? She went through 3 of those bone stimulators, goes to the doctor. He's going to amputate her foot. Amputate. Set her up for the appointment. She walked until the day she died after a couple of sessions with me. So it's what it is. And yeah, so I mean, and you're talking about, and that's that Empress energy, and that's what they're all wanting. So if they're trying to go for the elixir of life instead of generating their own, and it's obviously past life energy as a Kundalini fire gen master. So it's what it is, angelic Reiki. It's angelic Reiki. That's what we call it these days. That's what we call it these days. Anyway, so you're telling me that if they earned a bad X-ray, basically all it is their past lives. It's their past lives. They did the same thing in a past life, and now they're here to learn the karma all over again with the same people, even harder the next time. And instead of us making a forest of the impaled out of them, like Chick-fil-A girl, instead of doing that, then we just forgive them, and the past life energy takes over, and they end up like this. Is that how the bad X-ray looks? Is it like that? Is it really? Crazy. This ought to be interesting. This ought to be 15:55 on the clock. This ought to be interesting to see, because you're not going to have multiple tarot readers now talking about the twin flame contract being broken. So that's what it was. I had to wait until today. I didn't have to, but you want to wait until karma, till January 8th, 1, because you have to wait until I am 1, and it's 1 with everyone, because I mean we're all 1. And it would be O1, so that would be God Force 1. It's not like Air Force 1, it's like God Force 1. And today, confirmation, thank you for that. What time is it? Run the numbers, 7:31. 7:31. Magic Pisces as 1 and 28. So that would be duality on the life path. So we have to keep it positive. We have to keep it positive. We have to keep it trucking, because we're ascending, and this is a lot of freaking energy. Oh my God. The amount of energy that is coming back to me from 6 devils, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't possibly. It's ascension energy. Having so much fun with this. However, if you're talking about them earning a bad X-ray, think about that. Right? They were they were persecuted for abusing their gifts last incarnation. And that's what Dolores said. If you don't learn your lesson, you're going to have to go through the same lesson with the same people, even harder the next time. Okay, what's harder than a guillotine? And I've already seen the barracks, and whatever they're called, where your head's in there and your hand, and it's not the guillotine, but it's where they throw tomatoes at you. They put your head in the hole, the stocks or whatever. That's what it is. Let he who hasn't sinned cast the first stone. So that's basically what you're telling me, because that is a class that Dolores taught us. She had to put the safety measures on the quantum healing hypnosis technique, because she'd have a client come in, be hung by the neck, Wild Wild West style. The sheriffs, they hung him. Horse thieves, hung. And if she didn't remove the past life, you have to learn the lesson. You have to learn at least one lesson. I'm not going to sit here and talk about the technique. Anyway, before she was able to make sure that a lesson was learned and remove that energy, she'd send them home, and then they would call her, Dolores, I've got this rope burn on my neck like I've been hung. Well, you did have a past life where they hung you high there, cowboy. So now you're telling me, and I'm going to go back and listen to it again, but I only had to listen about that far before I knew this much. And do I think it's funny? God, this karma served as cold as it can possibly be. Whatever they put out is what comes back to them. But one of you yesterday specifically said these people were worried more about money than the life of the earth angel, and didn't earn themselves anything more than a bad X-ray. Sweetheart, I laid in bed for years because of that X-ray. That's what it is. Years I laid in bed. That's what it is. I wouldn't say that they tried to behead me. Who knows? Because my past life regression, I was doing the beheading anyway. Judge, jury, and executioner. That's what it is. Put them on sticks. It's artistic. It was artistic. However, we've switched roles this time. And now you're talking about Capricorn not being human. That's what it is. That was the initial, when all this first started. That was the initial energy that came out, was the Pleiadian Earth Angel and the Draconian Devil. That's what it is. They can't tell if I'm an alien. They can't tell if I'm an Earth Angel. They can't. That's what it is. I'm whatever I want to be. It's universal life force energy. Set the intention to channel the Pleiades. You got Pleiadian energy all off in your shit. It's energy. Energy is energy, positive or negative. It's angels and demons. Don't get it confused. I set the intention for INFJ unicorn. You get unicorn energy all in the cards. I set the energy for the owl, the dragonfly. It doesn't matter. Go look at my poetry. The power of my written word is all you need to know. Anyway, enough said. So where was I at? Oh yeah, so you're talking about groups, gaggles, and it would be their past lives. These people are going to be forced to heal. Well, yeah, because they're going to go out the same way they did last time. If they were beheaded, their head's going to slowly come off. If they were hung, they're going to choke to death. 2100 on the clock. That's what it is. I mean, I can't fucking prove me wrong. It's karma served in its coldest fashion. Why sit here? I'm just sitting here. I bow to no one. I'm happy to be alive. That's what it is. However, no, I mean, the knocks, and think about that, girls, the knocks that we hear on the wall, and I can already, when I hear one of you go, Pisces, what was that strange noise? That was me. I will go ahead and take paranormal INFJ credit for that. That was a message for me, because the next words out of your mouth were exactly what I was looking for. Nice little tarot reader. Anyway, think about that. You said that they're going to have to earn, not earn and earn, they're going to have to earn a bad x-ray. Well, then that's telling me that all of the witches that were beheaded last lifetime, that's what it is. Their heads are slowly going to fall off. That's what it is, because that would be it. Dolores said you have to forgive, you have to learn the karmic lessons, or you have to come back next lifetime, repeat the same lesson, just with the same soul group. And that's what it is. The soul tribe sacrificed me. That's what it is. They're forgiven. However, they sacrificed me. I can't do anything for them. I ascended. They're over there in that hell where their head has to fall off. And you already said, Pisces, you're going to have to witness their karma. Well, it's what it is. I'm calling my energy back, and I guess their heads are falling. If they were beheaded last time, I guess if they were hung, are they having trouble breathing? That's what it is. I don't know. Nobody tells me anything. I forgave them. That's what it is. But I do know my meditation has changed. Look at the energy that's coming back. I can set the intention through the Tibetan fire breaths to have a psychedelic experience, and it's worse. It's worse now. Just normal breathing. Ears ringing. How many of you have had your ears just kick off ringing like God was going, ah? That's what it is. However, I'm going to go back and finish this, because what it is, I'm going to sit here and be the sacrificed earth angel, more terrifying than 6 devils. And it's what it is. All I want you to do is prove me wrong. I don't want to be right. I just want you to prove me wrong. I know that, I've had multiple people want pieces of my mom, and that's the story of Sage Nardada and Tezcatlipoca. So it's what it is, and they basically, destroyed the dragon. It's what it is. Stories. It's all stories. Who knows what the truth is? Pisces, pay attention to your dreams. No, tarot reader, I'm either setting villages on fire or running around chasing people in the jungle. I'm not about that shit. That's what it is. We came to be a healer this time. And that's what it is. They went up against the paranormal healer that has paranormal healing abilities, and now there's nothing I can do for them. Forgive them and let them go. They have to learn their karmic lesson. You told me they earned nothing more than a bad x-ray, and I'm telling you, if they were witches that abused their abilities last incarnation and were beheaded for it, well, then their heads are going to fall off. That's what it is. That's what it is. It fits perfectly with what Dolores taught us. That if you don't learn the karmic lessons from the past life, do the shadow work, remove that energy, forgive, remove the fear and forgive, you would have to come back next lifetime and learn the exact same karmic lessons, even harder with the same soul group. That's what it is. They sacrificed me this time. Cool. So I'm going to scoot over to the side and into the ascension path. And let's see, are their heads going to fall off? I mean, it's what it is. If they were beheaded witches last time, that tells me their heads are going to fall off one way or another. And you already told me they're getting tower moments and car accidents, and you don't want to wish that shit upon anyone. I'm just telling you what you told me. I'm just telling you what you told me. I don't, thank you for the 5-star reviews and the massive amount of karma that Black Magic Backfire has caused over a twin flame meeting, union, whatever you want to call it. However, no, I agree. The contract is completely broke. We've moved on. I mean, there's too much other shit going on with the other spells that have been broken that I have to move in silence on. It's just what it is. And you ladies are pinpoint accurate with my business all over the fucking planet. I can't do anything about that. But I will critique it with what I know. That's what I mean. You can't deny that's what Dolores taught us. That you would have to, if you didn't learn your past life lesson, you would have to learn the same karmic lessons with the same soul group, even harder the next time. You can go to YouTube and look up Dolores Cannon and karma, and she'll explain it to you. And I've seen it. I've seen it play out. I've seen the Wheel of Karma. We've talked about this before. But when you said yesterday that these people didn't do anything except earn themselves a bad x-ray. My x-ray is my net, whatever that means is what you said. You said these people all they were worried about was money, and they didn't earn themselves anything except a bad x-ray. And then I immediately went, bink, a bad x-ray. Holy shit, my neck x-rays? Oh no. Oh no. And they tried to sacrifice the earth angel? Oh no, what is tried to sacrifice energy? When that goes back, what is that tenfold? What is completion? What is completion on trying to sacrifice the earth angel? Right? Because it's your blessings in threes and karma is tenfold. Cool. So if they have the intention, you're telling me that evil eye intention is going back on them tenfold. Okay. What is the energy of sacrifice? Tried to say, does that mean hitmen are just tenfold and everywhere? That's what it is. That's what it is. I am not responsible for people's tenfold completion of painful permanent endings. I'm not responsible for that. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not responsible for how people feel or the energy that they project at a karma energy. That's what it is. I don't know how they're going to fix it. It is absolutely karma, sir. And that would be the thing is, no wonder the elites can't fix it. They're going through the same shit too. They projected the same energy that's going back on their asses too. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. If we don't know how to fix it, try the opposite of whatever the fuck you're doing. Karma works two ways, positive and negative. Try going for some positive karma. Try supporting the 5-star reviews instead of coming against them, but they can't because it would require love, light, and truth, and they don't have that. They have no love in their hearts. They can't tell the truth to save their fucking lives. That's what it is. And they don't have the information until I give it to them. They don't understand energy. They don't understand two magnets. It's mind-blowing. However, no, here, I'm going to cut cords and continue sending the energy out. See, I mean, it's not that I want to see people's heads fall off, but I do want them to learn their karmic lessons. Forgive, earth school, whether they have to repeat it or not. It's what it is. I mean, to be honest, I'm flattered because they do. They say that the price of authenticity is imitation, and what jealousy is the sincerest form of flattery. Okay, well, I mean that's fine. That's fine. But when it comes to the destiny swapping and I've heard multiple, and I know you girls don't know each other. I know you don't know each other. So when I hear you say that the Pisces healer they tried to destiny swap with, Spirit was going to make them go through the same rites of passage that I went through. Well, that's 46 years, including 3 near deaths, multiple accidents, just dumb shit, and protected through most of it. That's the thing. And then when I hear you say they're not going to make it because they don't have divine protection, well, yeah, I know, but I'm not responsible for that. All I can do is put the information out there. It is what it is. Karmic lessons were meant to be learned. However, no. I mean, learn how Earth School works. Learn how to forgive with love, light, and truth, and carry forward. It's what it is. It's what it is. I can't do anything about that, but I do think that is kind of funny because I mean, it fits perfect. It fits perfect with what Dolores said. They're doing witchcraft and shit, the same shit they did in a past life that got them. That got them beat. That's what it is. And the white rabbit energy has been. Okay, that's. She said, "Ain't nothing free." Cool. We got to go watch that. Namaste.